that date said. All right. So is council ready to begin? Okay, can we have the first candidate, please?
Mayor Garcia, we have.
Open Space Committee.
Mayor Garcia, we have call to order, pledge, and roll call.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Before we start.
Call the meeting to order. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands,
What is happening?
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Roll call, please.
Yes, thank you. Councilmember Miriam Abadamos.
Here.
Councilmember Mark Joseph.
I'm here.
Councilmember David Oro.
Here.
Vice Mayor Pierre Washington.
Here.
Mayor Leon Garcia.
Here. We're assembled this evening for interviewing candidates for the Open Space and Transportation and Sustainability Commission. At the conclusion of which we will have our ballots passed over to the city clerk. And we will then, we have two openings and we'll do in the swearing in of the two candidates who are at the top two at the conclusion. Good evening, welcome.
Thank you.
Just to, so you know the process here, we have a series of questions to ask, and we'll go through in order, rotating. So we have two series of questions to ask, so we'll get through all the council members twice.
Okay.
Okay, all right? And we thank you, we appreciate you applying for appointment to this very important commission. Thank you. So with that being said, we'll start with Councilmember David Oro.
Yeah, thank you, Tara. I have the honor of asking the first question. So tell us about yourself and why you want to be on the Open Space Active Transportation and Sustainability Commission.
Well, first of all, thank you for allowing me this opportunity to interview with council today. My name is Tara McClinton Horner. I previously served on the Open Space Advisory Committee for about 7 years. I have a bachelor's degree in environmental science, and I also work for another public agency where I've been there for over 16 years, where we serve to protect the Napa River. I am really excited about the new direction of this committee. I really feel like it brings together my secondary education and my personal hobbies and ideology into one. I really look forward to using those tools to help serve the community.
Thank you.
Hi, Tar. I'll give you the second question. Knowing that you may or may not know the other candidates that are applying for this position, why should we select you over the other candidates?
Well, I'm present and engaged in our community. You'll often find me at different events throughout the city. I like to talk to other members of the community and get their perspective on what they see going on in our city, whether it's our open spaces or climate action or traffic, and I bring that to the table so that I know I'm advocating for the community and not just myself. I previously served on the Blue Ribbon Committee for Water Resources for the city, and was a member of the first graduating class of Citizens Academy. I think that's how a lot of us get here. I'm currently a member of the Napa Bicycle Coalition and Napa Solano Audubon and California chapter of the California Native Plant Society. All of those things are things that help support my interest in open space. As far as sustainability, I personally like to implement sustainable choices in my life as much as I can. I'm always improving, but I hope to be able to bring what I've learned to the community. In addition to that, as far as active transportation, I personally try to commute to work by bicycle. weather permitting, definitely fair weather biker. And I'm also an avid outdoor enthusiast. I love our trails and our bikes and get out there and advocate for them as much as I can.
Thanks, Tara.
Tara, you've already kind of mentioned a little bit, but overall, what would you like to accomplish if we reappoint you to the commission?
I'd really like to see us get to bicycle-friendly community status so that we could get more grant funding and programming. I would like to push for the ADA access for the Newell Trail and see the opening of our up-and-coming mountain bike park and support the Eco Center and get the climate action plan implemented.
Okay, thank you.
My turn. Good to see you. Thank you for your interest in reappointment. My question to you is, what is your vision for American Canyon's open spaces?
I think that the open spaces providing access to all is very important. Balancing habitat preservation with recreational use. I think we do a really great job at that, but we can't weigh too heavy on either side of that. It's important to keep that vision in place. If we allow too many trails to go up, we start losing the habitat and nesting abilities for our local species. And if we go too far the other way, we lose the educational aspects of people being able to get there and see for themselves what kind of natural habitat we have here in our community.
Thank you.
I have the next question. What is your vision for the American Canyon Active Transportation?
Okay, so bicycle-friendly community. Also raising a child in this community, I know that how important it is for safe routes to school and getting to a place where we could break down some of the barriers, figuring out what's preventing people from using bicycles in lieu of cars, trying to eliminate some of the traffic we have in town by getting more people on bikes and making them feel comfortable and safe to get out there on bikes.
Thank you.
So, my question is, open space, active transportation, and sustainability are seemingly disparate subjects. Can you tell us why they should go together? And then, do you have an example of municipalities where it's been done well or not?
Okay. Yeah, I do feel like they all go in one pot. I think that active transportation is sustainable because you're taking people off the road, relying less on fossil fuels. You're getting out there on foot, pedestrians using mass transportation and bicycles to get around instead of vehicles. And I think that open space preservation is also part of sustainability because we're preserving species and habitat, our native flora and fauna, and also climate action could have a negative impact on our local flora and fauna if we're not making sustainable choices.
Thank you.
Tara, my second question is, what do you think the council, us, our priorities are for the commission should be and why?
I think that, again, like access to all, I think recognizing, adults and children and people that need ADA access, keeping all the people in mindset when we're thinking about our decisions, how those all apply to like access to open space and our trails, our eco center, keeping those in the forefront.
Thank you.
Okay. The idea is that the commission and staff, in some respects, reports to the council. So in that respect, how do you see the commission's role working with, building that good working relationship between the council and staff and the commission? How do you funnel, as a commissioner, funnel your concerns and priorities up to us? How do you receive our input back down? How does that interface with staff?
I think that there's some room for improvement here. Previously, I may speak with council members at events or email or have meetings, but one of the things that I really like in the agendas for the council and for commissioners, where each item, it identifies the council goal, priority objective next to it. So that reminds me of how this applies to the bigger picture. I think that when we make our annual work plans, we need to have the council goals and objectives there with us to make sure that whatever things that we recognize in a work plan matches with a council goal and priority too.
Thank you.
My turn again. What's your vision for sustainability in American Canyon? And I feel like you've touched on it a little bit in all of your answers,
Yeah.
but please feel free to elaborate.
I think the Climate Action Plan is a great start. I can't wait to find out where the limits are. And are there limits? I don't know. Because I have a lot of ideas personally of things I do in our own house that I'd like to educate and the public on, that also are money saving. For example, I use laundry strips instead of buying the big plastic containers from Costco that I used to do. These laundry strips come in a cardboard box, all sustainable packaging, completely compostable, and the strip just evaporates in your wash. It's amazing because these things don't look like they could wash anything. I don't even know how it works, but you throw it in there and everything comes out great. That's just one thing. I mean, I have a whole army of these things. And one box lasts you an entire year, rather than having to go out every month and buy a big giant jug. So it's cost savings too. There's also one of the products I have in mind that has fundraising opportunities. So I'm already thinking I got to reach out to the ACHS Environmental Club and get them to start selling this thing to the community and fundraise and give back at the same time. I forgot what the question was. It might have gone off tangent.
Your vision for sustainability in
Oh,
American
yeah.
Canyon.
Okay, yep. So I think getting involved in, water recycling. I know, Pam with the city does a great job with that. And in my job at Napa Sanitation, if there's anything I could help provide, to help with that too. I'm excited. Probably seeing a greater presence. I think Earth Day, could be a greater presence for our commission. And, getting out there, maybe that's an avenue to share some of these things we've learned. And I know that's kind of deep into the Climate Action Plan, these little personal choices, but, that might be easy picking. That's the stuff that we could do quickly and easy, and people don't know it exists until they get educated on it.
Thank you for that. It sounds like you have a ton of new ideas. I just have a follow-up question. Those laundry strips that you're talking about, do they get your child's stains out of his clothes? Because if so, I'm going, after this meeting, I'm going straight to get them.
I'll give you some to try out and you can test them. Yeah.
There you go. Right, introduction to a new product. I have the next question. Describe how you might handle a situation if you met resistance when introducing a new idea or policy.
Well, I think open communication is most important. I think a lot of times maybe there could be a misunderstanding and just finding out, are all parties educated on what the topic is? Is there a piece of information we're missing? Sometimes finding where the common ground is together, maybe could help ease the tension, and then kind of figuring out pros and cons from there. But in the end, I think people need to be, vocal and respectful of one another.
Thank you. Well, that concludes our questions for the interview.
Oh,
Thank you for applying and being here tonight.
thank you again so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tara.
Next, we should have Sean Hughes.
Oh. Hello.
Good evening, welcome.
Hello.
Glad you applied for the position.
Thank you.
We're going to have a interview process here. We're going to have a series of questions, so we rotate through the council to do that. And with that, again, thank you for your interest in this position, and we'll proceed.
I have the honor of asking the first question. So, tell us about yourself and why you want to be on the Open Space, Active Transportation, and Sustainability Commission.
Well, my name is Sean Hughes. I moved to American Canyon about 12 years ago, and I think immediately started heading up the hill on my bicycle, walking, hiking. Found Wetlands Edge, kind of fell in love with the trails, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to kind of put my 2 cents in about the trails that we have.
Thank you.
Hi, Sean. I'm asking you your second question. Knowing that you may or may not know the other candidates that are applying for this position, why should we select you over the other candidates?
Well, I'm pretty well familiar with the trails. I think that's a pretty good asset. I feel like I'm actually out there using them. I think maybe all of them are too, but in the spring and the summer, I'm probably out there 3 or 4 times a week. Why else would you pick me? Well, sorry, I'm real nervous.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. I understand.
Yeah. I think that the biggest thing is that I'm out there using them.
Mm-hmm.
I can see what needs to be done to the trails, maintenance-wise. Kind of explored out there. Again, I'm talking about Newell, Wetlands Edge. But the biggest thing is I'm actually out there using them.
Okay. Thank you, Sean. And you're doing great, man.
Thanks. I'm a spot nervous.
Basically, don't be nervous of us because we can't do anything other than ask you questions and listen.
Oh, for sure.
So don't worry. Sean, if we appointed you, what would you like to accomplish on this Open Space, Active Transportation, and Sustainability Commission?
What would I like to accomplish? Probably enhance the trails that we have, and maybe, again, I'd go back to some of the maintenance items that I see are needed. Not so much Wetlands Edge, but Newell, and hopefully find more space, right? More space for people to be outside.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Sean.
Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks.
I'm in charge of or responsible for asking you your next question. What is your vision for American Canyon's open spaces?
Vision for American Canyon's open spaces.
So in an ideal world, what would you like to see them look like?
I think we're actually there with them. We have a lot, and they're definitely accessible. Maintenance might be one thing to enhance them, but in terms of what we have, we do have a lot. So I think we're actually in pretty good shape.
I have the next question. What is your vision for American Canyon's active transportation?
active transportation. Man, I mean, I think actually a lot of the bike lanes that just went in are pretty nice. I would love to see more. I would love to see a bike lane that goes up American Canyon Road so you can connect it to, I can't remember the name of the trail, but it goes along the freeway. Maybe more bike lanes identified as bike lanes would be probably the biggest thing.
Okay, thank you.
Sean, open space, active transportation, and sustainability are seemingly disparate subjects. Can you tell us why they should go together? And if so, do you have any examples of municipalities of where it's being done well or not?
Can you repeat that question?
Yes, open space, active transportation, and sustainability are seemingly disparate subjects. Can you tell us why they should go together? And then provide an example if you have one.
Why they should go together. I mean, we're talking about bike lanes, walking lanes, open space. It's just getting around without a car. It's being able to do something here in American Canyon that in some respects is free, right? Nothing's actually free, but I mean, I think they go together because they're for everybody. And you don't have to have a driver's license, you don't have to have insurance and all that. You just can just go. You walk out your front door.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Sean, I have a second question, and you're doing great. like I
Thanks.
said. Okay. What do you think this council, our priorities for this commission that you're applying for should be and why?
I think the priorities would be to, and no offense, to better maintain some of what we do have. I think, like I had mentioned before, we do have a lot, and I know it all costs money. But I think keeping some of the spaces maintained would be the biggest thing.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Sean, getting to the internal organization of the commission and staff and council, in many respects, the commission and staff basically report to the council, feed us their perspectives and ideas. So how do you think that working relationship between those three elements ought to play? The council, the commission, and staff. How should the council facilitate getting their ideas to the commission? How should the commission get their ideas back up to us? How do we work with staff to make it all happen? How do you see that relationship playing out?
I feel like I'd be asking you that, but
And I could give you my opinion.
I can't just text you and tell you what I want. I envisioned sitting here and having our meetings. You guys gathering input from us. And honestly, however it gets implemented, I think we have to be practical for costs and so forth. But I think just listening to what we have to say as a commission, and just like I said, I'm one that uses the trails, and I feel like I have ideas already what I'd like to see. So just getting them to you guys would be huge, and if you listen, that's great. As far as implementing our ideas, I think it's obviously up to you. You'd have to find the resources, right? So I guess it's to be foreseen in some respects.
Perfect, thank you.
Sure.
It's my turn again.
All right.
First, I wanted to tell you, I totally agree with you about a bike lane on American Canyon Road. And when I was first elected, super ambitious me was like, hey, Jason, can we fix that? And Jason's response was, well, that's unincorporated county. We don't have jurisdiction. So if appointed, maybe you can be the driver and working with the county on getting us a bike lane there.
I will push.
Or we can, hey, We do have 3 American Canyon members on LAFCO, just saying. And then I have a softball question for you. In your application, it says that you serve on ATAC, Napa County.
Yes,
What is that? I don't even know what that stands for.
neither do I.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Active Transportation Advisory Committee,
Oh, cool.
ATAC.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you.
And I'm on it, but I think I'm getting off pretty soon.
Okay.
Is that with NVTA or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you getting off because you want OSATs instead?
Oh,
Or,
yeah, definitely.
it's too much work.
Yeah, council members, I think we need to stick with
Yeah.
the agenda,
sorry.
the questions.
I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. I'll tell you
Okay,
later.
so my formal question for you is, what is your vision for sustainability in American Canyon?
Sustainability. Sustainability for our trails and open spaces.
Sustainability in general, because one of the things that this commission is going to be tasked with is sustainability, advising us on sustainability in American Canyon. So anything like electric vehicles or, LEDs are also included in that.
I haven't really thought about that much. Sustainability, I think probably, well, we're doing pretty good on bike lanes, but I think sidewalks, bike lanes would all be good for sustainability. Try to lighten up some of the traffic. So maybe getting back to bike lanes and more walking paths. Okay.
I have the next question. Describe how you might handle a situation if you met resistance when introducing a new idea or policy.
I mean, you can always argue, right? You can only make your point, try to show, I guess it would be you guys, where I'm coming from. If there was an opportunity, I would try to organize a hike to go out and show you specifically what I'm looking at. Not so much a hike, but just, some on-site visual. But yeah, I mean, I think we're just presenting ideas, right? On what we think would be great for the open spaces. And so I guess I expect resistance. I think a lot of resistance is probably going to come from not having money to do things, right? But I would try to physically show you what I was talking about.
All right, very good, thank you.
Sure.
Well, that concludes our interview questions for this evening. So much appreciate you taking the time and your interest in serving the community.
I have 7 minutes and 45 minutes left. I have a little comedy routine, if I could do it. No.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank
All right, thanks,
thank you.
guys.
Appreciate it.
I really like these folders.
Okay, one more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and see if we can get.
I didn't even know they made these things. Dude, I work in tech, dude.
I come from the era of hard copy.
Yeah, no, I work working in tech, and the paper just kept disappearing, man.
So Joey Palma is not here. Terry's gonna call him.
Okay.
To, make sure if he might be on his way or.
All right, thank you.
If he's changed his mind, then.
It didn't occur to him that we could actually run early,
Right.
on time and early.
We used to get these
Right.
big gigantic books. They were called Bacon's books. It's just the name of the company, nothing to do with bacon. They were thick books of journalist contact information across the country. So every newspaper, New York Times, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Sacramento Bee, they had a database, and there was like a library full of books. If you needed to go find somebody's name, you wanted to contact somebody in Chicago,
Yeah.
they'd put a list.
Excuse me,
together,
Mayor?
You had to search the book.
Excuse me,
It's
Mayor.
all online now.
Our third candidate was scheduled at 6:10, and we're running a few minutes early. I was wondering if the council might want to adjourn till 6:10, and then we can put the slide up, take a recess till 6:10, and come back at 6:10.
Council want to recess till 6:10? Very good, then we will recess. Thank you.
Then they show you the CDs.
we're ready when, I'm ready, when you guys are.
Okay. Council's returning now from closed session with regard to our third candidate, Joey Palma.
Mr. Palma was contacted and has decided to withdraw his application from consideration.
All right, thank you very much. Please thank him for applying. Okay, council, we have two candidates we interviewed, and we have two vacancies. And council will pass their ballot to the left, to the city clerk. Hello, hello, welcome back. Just please come to the podium.
Well, that's not a big smile.
Sean looked like he wanted to come back to the mic, got comfortable up there.
Okay, council, the results of our selection process, we have selected both of you.
Great. Okay.
Wait for the city clerk. What?
It was 5 and 5. What do you know?
The city clerk will administer the oath of office.
Okay, if Tara, if you could come up, please, and sign.
Try to embarrass you as you're reciting it, so you flip out. Oh, okay.
I finally just got my breath back.
If you want to go to the podium.
Please go to the podium. We have a mic on over there. Very good.
Testing, 1, 2.
It's not on.
If you could raise your right hand, please. I, and then state your name.
I, Tara McClinton Horner,
Open Space, Active Transportation, and Sustainability Commissioner.
Open Space, Active Transportation, and Sustainability Commissioner,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay. Sean, if you want to come up and sign.
Let's talk Napa Bike. Napa Bike Coalition? Let's talk about that when we get a chance. Hey. Oh, no. Oh, just look, I thought he was left-handed.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice. He just writes funny on the
Yeah, he's got the left-handed.
I know. I hear
Right
you.
style.
First smile.
Oh, this is for you. If you want to go up to the podium.
He could have been a great left-handed writer. He's got that whole crooked thing.
My first grade teacher was left-handed.
Ah.
Hey, some of us do try to encourage people to try it with their left hand.
Okay, we'll proceed with the formalities here.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I, and state your name,
I, Sean Hughes,
Open Space, Active Transportation, and Sustainability Commissioner.
Open Space, Active Transportation, and Sustainability
Commissioner,
Commission,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, it was a hard choice for you guys.
Congratulations. It was all on TV too. It'll live on YouTube forever.
Mayor Garcia, oh, sorry. We actually do have to do a minute order. We have to do a motion and a vote.
Okay? Do you have the
I'll
copy of
make
the
a
minute order?
motion. I'll make a motion that we appoint Tara McClinton Horner and Sean Hughes to the Open Space, Active Transportation, and Sustainability Commission.
I'll second.
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Tongue twister.
Councilmember Abadamos,
Yes.
Councilmember Joseph,
Yes.
Councilmember Oro,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Washington,
Yes.
Mayor Garcia.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have we concluded our work for the evening?
We have, I believe we have.
All right. Councilmember, we have concluded our work for this evening. It's a great pleasure to see two new commissioners coming on board with us. And we look forward to working with you and the entire commission. Thank you. And with council, our
Good
work
night.
is concluded. We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Good night, American Canyon.
No, we do feel we're entitled to a 5-minute stand-up routine.